You know, it's just kind of all underneath everything. And you could tell he's been piecing everything together with lockers and fucking whatever else. Like, he's going to escape. At that point, I was like, let the motherfucker go.
Why wouldn't you want him to go?
Go
away?
If you're going to go to space, go to space. Just don't assimilate me, man.
Just don't come back here.
Yeah, exactly. Then they explode it.
You don't gotta go home.
Even at that time, too, they leave Childs on the inside. They leave him to watch. And then where the fuck does he go?
Right.
You don't see him until another part, you know? So just kind of, they explode that. They go back in, and then the power goes out. What the fuck's going on with the power? So they got to go underground again. And they find out, he's like, can we fix it? He's like, it's not here. There's no generator. We have no fucking power. He's like, well, can you fix it? He's like, no, for real, it's not here. Like, he doesn't believe him.
No, yeah.
You know?
I mean, like, they don't expect that to be the case, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. You wouldn't.
Where are you
you'd
hiding
be in,
it?
Yeah, you'd be in disbelief. It's like, what part did he take? No, he took the whole fucking thing, and he probably took most of it to go into his own ship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at that point, too, maybe the thing is thinking that he's going to have to just take the whole thing down, kind of freeze everybody out, and then he's going to have to go back into hibernation again. That's the only way, because somebody will come looking for him at some point.
Right.
Thing's pretty smart anyway.
Obviously, you can build a ship out of lockers.
Right. Exactly, yeah. So that's when Wilford Brimley pops up and does a little jump scare and gets John Moffat by the face and like sucking in with his fucking fingers and shit like that. It's going in. Yeah, it sounds like that too. He's like going into his face, and you don't know what he's inserting into his mouth too, because he starts walking with him and he's got his thing
dragging him.
Yeah, he's got his whole head is covered with skin and he's just pulling him, you know. And that's when you hear the weird, that's when it's McCready and Knowles, and they're both sitting in there, and it's the last two that are there, because you have no fucking idea what happened to Childs, right? So Knowles hears a sound and he starts walking towards the sound, and then all of a sudden he's gone. You don't know what the fuck happened to Knowles, right? He's gone, so you assume that he was taken at that point, right? So then McCready is about to explode him. When that thing comes up, that reminds me of Annihilation. Yeah. Have you ever seen that Annihilation movie where it has the half face on it? Uh-huh. When you're looking close at that thing, it's got the half face, Wilford Brimley's half face, and then the big, just like weird chomper jaws, and then the dog pops out of him on the inside, which that was going to be stop motion, but I'm glad they left it the way
I agree.
They did, you know. McCready used dynamite in that, real dynamite. What's his name? Kurt Russell.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's whose name?
Kurt Russell actually has a stick of dynamite. He throws it at it, and that actually blew him back like 10 feet.
So
Kurt Russell probably
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kurt Russell just probably brought his own dynamite.
Yeah.
At this
I imagine. Yeah, he's a badass.
He's like, I already know we're going to use it again.
Yeah.
Might as well bring it.
Might as well have it downstairs.
I'm just saying.
And he's an actual pilot too.
Yeah,
In real life?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, at one part, the actual helicopter pilot that was flying him around everywhere was an actual bush pilot, like an RJ McCready anyway, and like gave him the controls, and you can see that the helicopter kind of dip a little bit.
And that's
when Kurt Russell got the controls. He was like, "Here, you want to fly?" And he's like, "What? Oh my god!" And he fucking actually starts flying.
That's awesome.
There's an alien phenomena. I don't think we've talked about this on a podcast, and it's kind of off subject a little bit. Over Phoenix, it was called the Phoenix Lights.
Oh yeah.
And the first person to report that was Kurt Russell flying into Phoenix.
No way.
Yeah.
Huh.
Kurt Russell's a real badass.
Yeah, he's like a superhero.
Yeah.
But I don't think he knew that it was like UFO based. He's just like, there's these weird lights,
right?
You know, and then a bunch of people started reporting it all over.
Well, now I know why people like said he's the same in everything, because he's always a badass.
Yeah, because he's always a badass. The only thing he hasn't been in is an Expendables movie.
Oh, right.
Not Big Trouble in Little China. He couldn't fight, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was kind of,
Yeah, he was still Jack Burton.
But he was still a badass.
Yeah, he was still a badass. And so,
lipstick or gnaw.
Yeah. So after you think the thing is destroyed, they blow up the whole thing. Everything starts exploding. McCready makes it out somehow, even though everything exploded around him.
After they set off the dynamite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after he's like, "Well, fuck you too."
Well, when they're using it's a great line.
Yeah,
when they're using those Molotov cocktails, man, those explosions are huge, dude. That is not how a Molotov cocktail works, just so you know.
No, well, they have sticks. They have like bunches of dynamite throughout that whole deal.
No, I'm talking about when they're throwing the Molotov cocktail and it's like, and I'm like,
it just spreads.
No,
it just, you drop that liquid and it's on fire. And
I was making those when I was 15. Thank
yes,
you.
Yeah, they don't work the same way. Well, they're outside, and guess what? McCready runs into Childs. At this point, they have no shelter. He's like, I think I'm going to rest here a little while.
Certainly got a bottle of J&B, though.
Exactly. Where did they get the bottle from? That's one of the theories with this too.
I feel like Kurt Russell's had a bottle of J&B through this whole damn movie.
Yeah, it's like they stumbled on part of their stash outside.
Dude, I was watching them drink this entire movie, and I'm not gonna lie, like even 20 minutes in, I was like, I could go for a drink right now.
I know, right? Yeah.
Well, when Giles shows up and he hands him the bottle,
Yeah.
there's a fan theory. There's a Reddit fan theory that basically says it's full of gasoline.
Yeah, I remember
They were
that,
making
like,
those,
the Molotov cocktail.
and if Giles drinks it, he knows he's the thing. They had so many different endings planned for this, and that was the one that they stuck with was the ambiguous ending,
which I think is perfect.
Correct.
The other one they filmed was one where McCready actually makes it off, and he's having a physical at a doctor, and you find out that he really is McCready.
Yeah, they have a blood test
because they thought that might not play well with the audience, so they wanted to have that, I guess, happy ending.
Yeah.
Even though in the book McCready's the thing.
Oh, see, yeah,
Yeah,
see
in
in
the
the
novella.
actual book.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
See, and
Him and I don't remember which character, and I don't remember if they're even the same names. It's been a while, but they're in like a snow cat kind of a thing, getting away from there. And he's like, "We've got to find civilization, or we're gonna freeze." And McCready looks at him and is like, "You'll freeze."
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it was really good.
Done.
I'm surprised they didn't actually do that in the movie.
They always left the hero. The studios.
It was
always
around
want
that
hero
time of the
endings,
80s, like heroes prevailed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't have a downer ending like that, or it wouldn't play well with the test audience.
And that probably did hurt them in the long run because it wasn't oh my god, they made it. It was
Right.
like, what the fuck?
I wonder how
Nobody
the
knows what
remake of
happened.
the remake of the thing, did they do that ending?
Well, it wasn't a remake.
Yes.
It was a prequel.
It was a prequel, and they kind of did. Spoiler alert! Don't
Fucking
watch
Swedes.
it. Don't watch The Thing 2011.
Was everybody Swedish in it?
Norwegian.
Yeah, call back.
Norwegians. Yeah, there was a lot of Norwegians in it. I mean, this whole movie, just to kind of
Recap.
now we've kind of gone through everything and just really kind of dove deep into it. This movie to me is a masterpiece of cinema.
Yeah.
It transcends anything that's ever been made. And I think it always will. It'll be a good marker for what has come before and what has come afterwards. And being misunderstood, it's more understood now after it's been out for so long, almost 40 years now. It'll be 40 years in 2022.
Yeah.
And incredible movie. It's really it's true horror because this is something that nobody ever did before like that.
Right.
Nobody ever did anything that was just this isolated for an idea that came out in the 30s.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Incredible to put it into that point. And it always takes time for the great things to come out like that. And again, you had the cast, you had the production, you had every aspect of this movie was perfect, I think. Really comes through. It being psychological as a thriller, it's got the physical horror elements to it. Every bit of it just really speaks to how great it is.
And the special effects were obviously amazing for the physical portion of the horror. But what really sold me on as a great movie was that psychological, you don't know who it is.
Just like the original title. Who goes there? I think that if this was released 1 year earlier, totally different story. Totally different history for this movie. Would have been understood a little bit more. Maybe come back to people would have received it a little bit better because of Alien just a couple of years before, and E.T. had not come out. E.T. broke the game for this movie.
Yeah, I think you either have to do at least like a year earlier or like 5 years later than E.T.
Yeah.
For that to be, because I mean, E.T. had all those spawn like Mac and Me, all those weird movies
yeah.
that spawned.
Oh, yeah.
It. You know what
You
I'm
didn't
saying?
have scary
though?
alien. You did throughout the 80s, but nothing like this.
Right.
Nothing like this. I mean, they had, of course, in the
Predator.
70s, had all of those scary space movies, you know.
Right.
But this was on Earth, and this was something that was just like, what the fuck?
Well, it's
would an
something that
alien
if it
do?
happened, you wouldn't know it was happening
No. How would
So
you know
it's-
you were the thing? Like I said, how would you know you were even?
until it's too late.
Yeah.
Maybe we're all the thing,
already.
and we're running in that simulation.
Yeah. You never know. Maybe we're batteries. The poorest choice for batteries ever. Human beings.
Oh my God.
And now, the movie again transcends genres just because of literally the feeling for it. So, like, look at the movie The Hateful Eight. It's got Kurt Russell in it.
Right.
It's the isolation movie. So many people. That's the influence that it has. It has One of the world's greatest directors directed the first one. One of the world's greatest directors directed the second one. Now you have The Hateful Eight, which is kind of like another world's greatest director directing something that gives you the same kind of fucking feeling, you know?
Absolutely.
That character on it. This is one of those things that, I don't know, it's just such a crazy deal. And now,
this really gets us into the John Carpenter trilogy.
the Apocalypse Trilogy.
The Apocalypse Trilogy.
Now, there's that's one thing that we've discussed ad nauseum before about this Apocalypse Trilogy that's kind of come to pass over the years that people have put together.
Right.
This
it wasn't
one being,
an intentional. Like, I'm going to make a trilogy of movies.
Yeah, not necessarily, but it happened. And this is the first one. This was the loss of the individual.
Yeah, the destruction of the individual.
Yes. So, I mean, this really does break down the person. And this is an end of the world kind of a tale because you don't know what's going to happen. That leads us into the second movie, which is Prince of Darkness.
And that'll be on our next podcast.
And that one will be our next one. So, you know, I think when you put these three together, you're going to see a really awesome theme, and you can really put them together as that part of it.
Absolutely.
So the Prince of Darkness is about the destruction of God. So that's going to be our next topic on our next podcast.
On our next full-length
podcast. So if you haven't seen the thing, watch it. Watch it 5 times, 10 times, 15 times, 20 times.
You can just watch it once if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You know.
Watch it enough that you can actually have a conversation with me about it. That would be awesome because we're always wanting you to hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, HTTP //www.dropculture.com.
I'm never going to say that.
Oh wait, that won't work for me. My doctor said I got a bad colon.
Do you have to put the wwws in front of everything now?
I mean, like, is it necessary or do you think it's more formal?
It's the MMM dot.
I mean, sometimes when I'm smoking my cigarette, I stick my pinky out.
Hey,
formal.
Makes you look a little bit more sophisticated, I might say.
Looking a little bit classy.
I would say classy works too.
Classy works. Classy works. So until next time, fellas, we like to bid you adieu. Just need to watch out for everybody now because you never know who's this thing.
Right. Could be you. Could be me.
It's definitely Brock. I knew it. Let's kill him. Hey, Brock, we got to see you out in the garage.
Oh, sorry, I took my headphones off.
No, it's fine. Like, we just, hey, Dan.
Could you grab the gas can?
Yeah, I was going to go kind of play with my flamethrower a little bit and see if that actually
Can I play with that first? I've never gotten to. Is
cool,
that
yeah, no problem.
Is that the boring one?
No. It's a really good one.
No, the boring company. The one from Elon Musk.
Oh.
Yeah, let me use
No, that one stopped working 5 minutes after I got it.
Well, let me use this flamethrower real fast. It's been a childhood dream of mine. Dan, get ready.
So whenever I go start up my Tesla,
yeah,
I'm gonna let you borrow the keys. You know, if there is keys for that thing.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's a fob.
Oh yeah, you know.
Or it's got to be in the vicinity. I mean, just start it home.
Press the button that says start.
Yeah, my password for my phone is 12345
Ooh.
Nobody will get that one.
No, it's 6 digits. That's super secure.
Yeah, I know. It's easy. Right?
So let's go out to that garage like we were talking about.
Yes. So
you first though, Brock, because you know it's your place. So you know.
Cool. Let me get the flamethrower ready.
Yeah. Okay. Dan, come on.